So I'm Lauriane, I'm the founder of Open Source Economy, and I will present you the platform that will finally reconcile open source values with sustainable funding. So 76%. So that is a proportion of open source code in the global software code base. So open source has a huge success in the software industry, but unfortunately it faces some challenges. So open source as a concept started in the 80s with the right attention to fight for democracy, fight for software freedom, serving the common good, etc. But unfortunately, that led very often to a lack of funding and resources because there was no clear business model, and well, there was not attracting any investors. And then in the 2000s, well, venture capitalists came in, they established clear business model, and the industry shifted from community to commercialization, benefiting only large corporation. And basically that is a problem that open source is facing right now. There is no clear business model that stay true to the community while having enough funding. And the good news is that with Web3, well, there is no need of compromise anymore. We can finally have the best of both worlds. So community-driven ethos and commercial success. So that's why we're launching Open Source Economy. So we are a platform where open source project can create in one click a decentralized company. And we are providing a predefined business model. So the one that is working the better in open source is basically offering services to companies that are using open source and have a problem with it. Then we attract investor by having one token per project and mimicking the stock market. And of course, we are providing a decentralized governance so that open source project can remain community-led. Then, since that is our framework for open source, well, we ourselves are open source, so we are token-based, so that is our token, and that is our business model. So we are taking transaction fees on every revenue an open source project is making through our platform. Then all those fees are converted to our token, of which we're burning 20%. Then our token is also the exchange medium within our platform. So if a token wants to provide liquidity, they will have to buy a bag of OSC. And of course, we provide voting rights because we want the platform to be built by the open source community for the open source community. As our competition, well, there is a lot of frameworks for open source. There are the ones that are focusing a lot of providing high profitability. There are the ones that focusing on communities ethos. There is some attempt there here and there that basically works but doesn't attract investors. And really what we want to have is really highly profitability with clear business model, high community ethos, and then attract investors. And then about our market size, I just realized that I have a little bit of delay, sorry. So our market size, the market of open source was of 28 billion in 2022, and is projected to reach 100 billion in 2030. And on the right here, you can admire some key figures of open source that you realize how open source is very, very, very huge in the software industry. Our roadmap, we just incorporated, we joined CivLab Incubator, we already have a small community, now we are building our MVP, and then we're going to launch soon. So about the team now, so in open source is very, very, very normal to be a solo founder with a very big vision, and then the community are just built around this vision. So I bring very strong background in Web2, Web3, I'm a first engineer of two very successful startups, and then, of course, I'm very involved in the open source community. Of course, my preferred one is Scala. Sorry for the delay again. Yep, here we are. So we are fundraising, pre-seed, with this amount, $350K, and that is it for myself. Thanks a lot.